They say the purest diamonds are forged under impossible pressure. But what if the pressure wasn't natural? What if it was engineered? For over a decade, we've watched Mike Trout redefine what's possible on a baseball diamond, a force so dominant, so relentlessly excellent, that he often feels like a glitch in the simulation of professional sports. He's the physical manifestation of every scout's dream, a five-tool phenom who seemingly performs every aspect of the game with unparalleled precision, launching rockets into the stands, swiping bases with elusive speed, robbing home runs with gravity-defying leaps, and commanding the plate with surgical consistency. His name has become a whispered incantation of baseball greatness, a benchmark against which every other player is measured. We've seen the highlight reels, the MVP trophies piling up with almost monotonous regularity, the advanced metrics like WAR bending to his will in ways that defy historical precedent. He moves with a quiet, almost understated grace that belies his explosive power, covers ground in the outfield with predatory precision, and stands at the plate with a calm, almost serene menace that promises chaos for opposing pitchers. He's the rare athlete who doesn't just excel. He dominates every single facet of his sport, year after year, with a relentless, unyielding consistency that simply shouldn't exist in a game governed by the unpredictable ebb and flow of human performance, by hot streaks and inevitable slumps. But what if this isn't just a story of a generational talent, a mere statistical anomaly? What if there's a deeper, more unsettling truth lurking beneath the polished surface of his perfection, a truth so profound, so carefully concealed, that it challenges the very fabric of the game we love, and indeed, our understanding of athletic achievement itself? Because sometimes, when something looks too perfect, too consistently flawless, it isn't merely exceptional. It's because it's designed. And once you start to see the threads, the grand design begins to unravel, revealing a secret they never wanted you to discover. Look closely, and the narrative around Mike Trout starts to feel curated. It's almost as if the universe itself conspired to produce a player without peer, a paragon of athletic virtue devoid of the typical human flaws or the dramatic narrative arcs that define other legends. While other superstars court controversy, chase endorsement deals with theatrical flair, or ride the roller coaster of public opinion, Trout maintains an almost monastic focus on the game itself, a quiet stoicism that feels distinctly out of place in the age of personal branding. He's the undisputed king of baseball, yet he carries himself with the unassuming demeanor of a utility infielder, avoiding the spotlight with a practiced ease that can only be described as deliberate. This isn't just humility, it's a detachment, an almost clinical absence of ego that makes him feel less like a flesh-and-blood competitor and more like a perfectly calibrated instrument. His presence doesn't ignite fierce rivalries or inspire passionate debates about his personality. Instead, it silences them, leaving only an awestruck acceptance of his overwhelming superiority. This lack of conventional drama, this almost eerie statistical purity, is the first whisper of an uncomfortable truth. He exists in a statistical vacuum, a performance bubble where variance seems almost non-existent, where the inherent chaos of baseball struggles to penetrate. It's a level of sustained, unchallenged excellence that feels less like a natural phenomenon and more like the meticulously controlled output of an advanced system, devoid of the human inconsistencies that make sports so captivating, so unpredictable. What if this unwavering steadiness, this absence of wild swings in performance, isn't a testament to supreme mental fortitude, but rather a hallmark of something far more controlled? What if his legendary consistency isn't simply the result of hard work and talent, but a sign of a deeper, more intricate orchestration at play? The pattern is there, woven into every perfectly executed swing, every stolen base, every game-saving catch, a pattern of flawless execution that begs the question, is it truly organic? Let's delve deeper into the numbers, the cold, hard data that forms the bedrock of his legendary status, and you'll find patterns that border on the fantastical. Consider this. From 2012 to 2019, Mike Trout never finished lower than second in AL MVP voting, a streak of consistent, elite performance unseen in modern baseball, almost as if his output was calibrated. Think about that for a moment. 8 consecutive seasons of undeniable, league-leading excellence, a span during which he not only competed against but utterly dwarfed the achievements of his peers. This wasn't just a peak. It was an extended plateau of statistical supremacy that defies the natural cycle of athletic careers, where even the greatest players experience dips, injuries, or plateaus. It's as if an algorithm was running perfectly year after year, delivering optimal results with unwavering precision, ignoring the natural entropy of a 162-game season, the fatigue, the pressures, the sheer grind that breaks down even the most formidable athletes. His batting average rarely fluctuates wildly. His home run totals remain robust. His on-base percentage is consistently elite, and his defensive metrics rarely waver from the upper echelons. This kind of unyielding statistical purity suggests an internal operating system functioning flawlessly, day in and day out, undisturbed by the external variables that plague mortal players. It makes you wonder, what kind of internal programming allows for such unwavering, almost monotonous perfection? What kind of unseen framework ensures that the output remains consistently at the pinnacle year after year, without fail? This isn't just talent. This is precision engineering on a scale previously unimagined in human sports, a level of finely tuned consistency that feels less like a series of individual choices and more like a predetermined trajectory, an unalterable path towards statistical destiny. The consistency isn't just impressive, it's suspiciously perfect, almost too smooth to be entirely human. The plot thickens when you consider his public persona, or rather, the deliberate lack thereof. Despite being the undisputed best player in baseball for over a decade, Trout has famously shied away from the spotlight, maintaining a remarkably private life that contrasts sharply with the performative nature of modern superstardom. In an era where every athlete is a brand, a social media influencer, a carefully constructed personality, Trout remains an enigma, almost deliberately nondescript off the field. He doesn't chase headlines. He seems to actively avoid them. He doesn't engage in public feuds. He quietly dominates. He doesn't flood Instagram with glimpses of a lavish lifestyle. He posts fishing photos. This isn't just a personal preference. It feels like a strategic choice, an intentional distancing from the noise and distractions that often consume even the most focused athletes. Could it be a mechanism to preserve his focus, to maintain optimal performance by eliminating external stressors? Or is it something more? Is this guarded privacy, this meticulous control over his public image, a way to prevent us from looking too closely, from finding the cracks in the facade, from questioning the source of his otherworldly ability? It's almost as if his handlers, or perhaps a deeper entity, understood that the less we knew about the man, the more we would simply accept the myth. The narrative is always about his humility and focus, but what if it's a smokescreen, a carefully crafted personality void designed to deflect scrutiny, to keep the true nature of his existence hidden for prying eyes? This deliberate anonymity, this almost uncanny ability to blend into the background when not actively performing, is not just unusual, it's unsettling. It suggests a fundamental need to maintain a separation, to ensure that the product on the field remains pristine, untainted by the messy realities of human celebrity. And then there's his physical makeup, the very biology that allows him to perform these impossible feats, which also raises questions. Mike Trout is one of the very few players in MLB history to achieve multiple seasons with 30-plus home runs and 20-plus stolen bases while maintaining a career OPS over .950, a combination of explosive power and elusive speed that almost defies conventional human athletic development. We're talking about a man who possesses the brute strength of a slugger, capable of hitting towering moonshots to the deepest parts of any ballpark. Yet he also commands the nimble agility and quick-twitch acceleration of an elite base stealer. Typically, these attributes are mutually exclusive, found in different body types, trained with different methodologies. Power hitters often sacrifice speed. and speedsters rarely possess prodigious power. Yet, Trout seems to embody both without compromise, a perfect fusion of seemingly contradictory athletic traits. It's as if his DNA was engineered for optimal output in every dimension of baseball performance. A genetic lottery winner so profound it stretches the bounds of belief. How does one individual perfectly synthesize such disparate physical capabilities with such effortless grace, year after year, without significant decline or the typical trade-offs? It's not just exceptional, it's unnaturally balanced, a biological marvel that operates without apparent friction or diminishing returns. This defies the usual limitations of human physiology, the constant battle between strength and flexibility, power and speed. His body functions like a perfectly optimized machine, each component working in flawless synchronicity, a testament to efficiency that feels less like evolution and more like intelligent design. His sustained peak performance, his very physical being, hints at a construction, a synthesis that goes beyond what nature typically allows. The implications of this sustained, almost flawless perfection are staggering, aren't they? We've been told that Mike Trout is the natural evolution of the baseball player, the ultimate five-tool athlete, the personification of peak human potential. But what if he represents something far more profound and far more unsettling? What if his existence isn't merely the culmination of hard work, natural talent, and good fortune, but the result of a deliberate, unseen effort to create the perfect baseball player? Imagine the resources, the science, the sheer will required to craft such an individual. We're accustomed to sports heroes emerging organically, their triumphs and struggles shaping their legends. But Trout's narrative feels too clean, too consistent, almost predestined. There are no dramatic comebacks from career-threatening injuries, no lengthy slumps that test the limits of his resolve, no periods of self-doubt or public criticism that define the arc of a conventional superstar. He simply is. He performs, and he dominates. The question then becomes, who benefits from such a meticulously crafted legend? Who profits from the creation of a player so statistically flawless, so consistently excellent, that he sets an impossibly high bar for everyone else? Is he merely a player, or is he a proof of concept? A living, breathing demonstration of what can be achieved when human limitations are not just pushed, but perhaps overridden? This isn't about conspiracy theories in the traditional sense, but about questioning the very nature of what we perceive as natural talent, in an age where technology and science are blurring the lines of human capability at an accelerating pace. His unparalleled consistency isn't just inspiring. It's almost too predictive, like observing a perfectly executed algorithm at work, rather than a human being navigating the capricious currents of professional sports. The whispers grow louder, becoming an insistent hum beneath the roar of the crowd. Every statistic, every highlight, every understated interview begins to carry a different weight, a subtle tremor of engineered precision. You start to notice how he seems to anticipate plays with preternatural accuracy, how his swing never truly falters, how his body appears impervious to the ravages of a demanding season. It's as if he's operating on a different plane of existence, a higher frequency, where the chaotic variables of baseball are merely inputs into a sophisticated, optimized system. They say he makes the game look easy, but perhaps that's because for him, it is easier, not due to a lack of effort, but due to a fundamental advantage, a meticulously designed operating framework. He isn't merely competing, he's executing. And the distinction, once you observe it, becomes startlingly clear. This isn't just about training or diet or mental toughness. It's about a foundational blueprint that allows him to consistently outperform, outlast, and outthink every single opponent, every single time. The patterns of his performance aren't random. They're orchestrated. The narrative isn't about a kid from Millville making it big. It's about a carefully constructed entity fulfilling a predetermined purpose. And that purpose, that unsettling, grand design, leads us to a single, inescapable, and truly disturbing conclusion. Prepare yourself, because once you consider this, you'll never look at Mike Trout, or indeed professional sports, the same way again. The pieces fit too perfectly, the puzzle solved with an alarming lack of struggle. What if Mike Trout isn't just a player, but a meticulously engineered program? A living algorithm designed from the ground up to achieve statistical perfection, to reset the benchmark for what a complete player truly looks like, to give us a glimpse of what's possible if human limitations were overridden. He isn't simply playing the game. He's demonstrating a new paradigm of athletic existence, a prototype for the future of professional sports. His natural talent, his humility, his consistency, all of it is part of a grand design, a controlled experiment aimed at pushing the boundaries of human performance to an almost artificial extreme. Imagine the clandestine labs, the advanced genetic research, the cutting-edge biomechanics, all converging to create the ultimate baseball machine. His unparalleled WAR totals aren't just a testament to his skill. They're the calculated output of a perfectly optimized system, a real-time display of peak efficiency. His resilience to injury, his uncanny ability to perform at an elite level despite minimal public fanfare, his unwavering focus. These aren't just traits, they're program directives designed to ensure maximum output and minimal deviation from the established parameters of perfection. He is the ultimate sports product, refined and iterated over years, perhaps even decades, a testament to what unchecked scientific ambition could achieve when applied to the human form. His role isn't just to entertain, it's to challenge our very definition of organic achievement, to blur the lines between natural talent and controlled evolution. He's the ultimate benchmark, yes, but not because he found perfection. He was perfection, meticulously constructed and unleashed upon the world, an unsettling vision of a future where athletic greatness isn't born, but built. In his existence, his sustained, almost inhuman excellence forces us to confront a terrifying possibility. What if he's not the only one? What if others like him are already here, or being developed, waiting for their moment to redefine the limits of what we consider human? The thought is chilling, isn't it? That the very essence of competition, the raw, unpredictable drama of human struggle and triumph, could be subtly manipulated, guided by an unseen hand towards a preordained outcome. If Mike Trout is indeed a product of such advanced engineering, then every incredible moment he delivers, every impossible catch, every towering home run, carries with it an undercurrent of calculated precision rather than raw, spontaneous genius. It challenges our fundamental assumptions about authenticity in sports, forcing us to reevaluate every record, every heroic feat, through a lens of profound skepticism. Is the awe we feel truly for a man pushing his natural limits, or for a demonstration of perfected technology veiled in human form? This isn't about diminishing his accomplishments. It's about questioning their source, their nature, and the implications for the future. The doubt, once planted, begins to sprout, clouding every highlight, every statistical marvel with a layer of unsettling uncertainty. You'll find yourself searching his eyes, his movements, for any telltale sign, any flicker of the artificial hidden beneath the veneer of human brilliance. The game, once a simple pleasure, becomes a complex tapestry of hidden agendas and controlled narratives. Once you see the strings, you can't unsee them, and you'll forever wonder who else is pulling them.